So let's have a look at inflation. Inflation represents the average increase in the price of goods and services over a period of time. Okay, it is the percentage change in the cost of goods from one year to the next. And inflation represents compound interest. So that is our key there. Here is our link to interest. So we're going to work out inflation the same way we work out compound interest. Okay, so we'll hear about inflation all the time. Inflation is the reason why all of our food items, any items really, are increasing in price every single year. Okay, then a general formula for the inflation rate is, so this is how we'd work out the inflation rate. The inflation rate is equal to our price difference over the original price and because it's a rate, it's the percentage, so we times by 100. It's a very important formula to know when it comes to inflation. Okay, so just a reminder, if you don't want to write this all down, you're welcome to take a screenshot, but definitely try your best to get all the calculations down. Okay, so inflation is linked to compound interest, same calculations. So let's have a look at a worked example. So I'm going to do this one with you. Question A says, if 1 liter of orange juice cost 12.49 Rand in January 2021, and the inflation rate for January 2022 was 6.2%, calculate the cost of 1 liter of juice in January 2022. Okay, so we are basically just going to increase the price of the orange juice by the inflation rate. So we increase in the price by the percentage. So all we're going to do is take the price of the orange juice, going to times it by the inflation rate. So this is going to give me how much it increases by. And then I'm going to add it back to the 12.49, the original price, so I can get the new price. So the first part, the bracket, when I times by 6.2, is just going to give me the increase in price. So if you work that out, that means the orange juice is going to increase by 77 cents in the next year. So that means in the next year, in total, it is now going to cost 13.26 Rand. Please make sure of rounding and that you always have 2 decimal places when we're dealing with money. Okay, let's have a look at the next type of question you can get when it comes to inflation. It says, if a washing machine costs 3,599 Rand in 2021 and 2022, the price increased to 4,299 Rand. Determine the inflation rate. Okay, so we've been given the 2 prices, the year before's price and the current year's price, but now we actually need to work out the inflation rates. So we will be looking at our little general formula for inflation rates. So let's see how we would use that formula. So inflation rate is equal to our price difference. What is the difference in price? So as you can see, it went up. It started at 3,599 and it's increased to 4,299. So to work out the price difference, we take the new price minus the old price. So 3,599. We put it over the original price, or the first price, the old price, times by 100. And then you'll get an answer of 19,449. But remember, with percentages, we always need 2 decimal places. So I'm going to round that to 2 decimal places. It's going to be 0.45. And don't forget to include the percentage sign because we're working out the inflation rate. Okay, how do we feel about inflation so far? We're ready to try a question on our own. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down in the chat. Or if you have a question, let us know. Non-player is ready. Okay, cool. Seem confident and all the thumbs up. Okay, question 1. Let's have a look. In April 2015, the inflation rate was 4.5%. Calculate what Jackie had to pay in April 2016 for the following. So we've listed some items and the 2015 prices are in brackets. So I'm going to ask you guys to quickly try and work out the 2016 prices after the inflation rate for A, B, and C. I'll let you know when you can release your answers on the chat. Okay, if you guys have some answers for A, let's see what you got. important to note, don't round off until your final answer. Hey, Emilia, yes. 3, you have given some calculations. Good. Ayabonga, good. Nice. Does anyone want to unmute and maybe tell us how they got these answers?
Talk to us. We are friendly people.
Okay, so let's have a quick look. For the mushrooms, so they were R9.98. We are going to increase that amount by the inflation rate of 4.5%. And then we're going to add it back so we can get the new price of the mushrooms. And it's going to be, I'm just going to show you all the steps just for this one. So my advice is at least keep 4 decimal places because it can affect your decimals in your answer unless you do it all in one go, which is also perfect. Depends on the mark allocation. If this question was for 3 marks, you would need to show all the steps that you see on the screen. If it's for 2 marks, you can just do the first line and the answer. Nice, I see all of you got that. Awesome, yes, Whitney, good. I didn't round off number 1. Did you do it all in one step, Segofatso? Because if there is a 9, like I see Whitney's got over here, after the 2 by your 42 cents, and it should be rounded up to 43. Okay. So rounding is very important when it comes to money and finance. If we don't round properly, we don't get our answer marks. So let's look at cheese. What do we get for cheese? The new price of cheese, according to inflation, is going to be nice, 47 Rand 70 cents. So your calculation will look as follows. And you see the similarity in this calculation and our compound interest questions last week. Except we did it for a lot more years, but this is what we did. Yeah, is that you laughing?
No, I was coughing and then I realized my mic was on. Sorry.
But you were laughing at me. I was like, rude. Okay, nice. And what is the new price of flour after the inflation impacts? Cool, awesome. 12 Rand 53. Good. So 11 Rand 99 times by 4.5%. Add it back to 11 Rand 99. And we get 12 Rand 53. Okay, so inflation, we're just increasing the price of something based on a percentage or by a percentage. Awesome. Looks like you guys have got a handle on this and your rounding is perfect. Awesome. Okay, let's try another question. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. The table below gives the prices of certain products on the 1st of January 2017 and the 1st of January 2018. So if we have a look, the first product is tomatoes. It was 10 Rand 50, and in January the dates there are wrong. 2013 is 11 Rand 50. So as you can see, there was a price increase. They haven't mentioned a percentage. They've just given you the old price and the new price. Question 1 says, calculate the rate of increase or decrease of the product prices correct to 2 decimal places. So what is that question actually asking us to? do? Calculate the rate of increase or decrease of the product prices. What are we working out? We don't need to work out the new price because we have the new price. So what can we work out based on the information given to us? Okay, how about the inflation rate? Okay, rate of increase, inflation rate. It is a percentage that we're working out. Yes, awesome, Charles, great. Ibonga, yes, the percentage it went up by, or it could have decreased. So if we look at tomatoes specifically, it was 10.50. It went up to 11.50. So that increased. So let's work out the inflation rate for the tomatoes specifically. They want us to do it for each product. So for tomatoes, remember it's our price difference. So it's going to be 11.50 minus 10.50, or our old price, our new price minus old price over the old price times 100. And that gives you percentage or inflation rate of 9.52%. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys to do the same thing for the next three: the washing powder, surround sound system, and the large lavender plant. Remember, 2 decimal places when dealing with percentages. Prudence, right method. We just mix the numbers around. It should be 58,69 minus 46. Take the new number minus the old number, the most recent number. Nice, Charles. Okay, if you guys have answers for the washing powder specifically, what is the inflation rate or the increase, the rate of increase? Okay, now that I double checked, when you put that in the calculator, it gives you 25,005. So if we round into two decimal places, it is in fact 0.01%. There is a 5 next to that second zero. Nice. Okay, the surround sound system. What did we get as our answer? It was 6694,95 minus 6499. And we get 3%. Good. So if there are no decimals, or if it's just 00, we don't need to add that in. 3%. Good. Okay, now I'm very curious to see what we got for the large lavender plant. Was it a rate of increase or a rate of decrease? What did we get?
Can I just point out your emphasis on lavender plant? Like purple is generally your favorite color.
I just looked at it now and I was like, I've kind of just gone with the whole purple vibe here. Very lavender of me. That was totally by mistake. Okay, do we have any takers, guys? If you are, let me give you a clue. If you're getting a negative number, you are correct. Yes, because I'm like, yes. Okay, lavender plant. So we take the current price, so the latest price, which is 76,26 minus the previous year's price over the previous, or we could say new minus old over old price. And we get a negative percentage, which makes sense. Because if we look at the table, the latest price decreased compared to the previous year. So you will get a negative. That means that the price decreased by 7%. Okay, so when you get a negative answer in front of your percentage, that is okay. It is possible. It just means that whatever you're looking at decreased by that percent. If it's a positive percentage, it means something has increased by that percentage. Nice, good, well done. Okay, going to give you a slightly different question. Still similar, but a little bit different. If Mrs. Brown paid 35 Rand 99 for coffee in 2009, those were clearly good times. Calculate what she would have paid in 2010 if the inflation rate in 2009 was 8,785%. Okay. I'm going to ask you guys to try that one quickly. Please remember, if needed, screenshots are your friend, especially when it comes to doing corrections. Okay, do we have an answer for A? How much is coffee going to cost in 2010? Nice, buddy. So in 2010, we take the price from 2009, times it by the inflation rate. Remember to keep all the decimals added back to the original price. And according to the inflation rate, coffee is going to cost 39 Rand and 15 cents a year later. Kind of looks like we all got that. Well done. So keeping this in mind, it says, hence, calculate the price of coffee in 2011 if the inflation rate in 2010 was 4,413%. So this should bring back some memories of compound interest. We are now working out the price of coffee a year later. So how are we going to work this out? Or if you guys would like to try, quickly see what answer you get. Okay, do we have any answers as to what it's going to cost for coffee in 2011? So fun. No. How did you get that? Bali, watch round in. Charles, good. Asanda, yes. Okay. Okay, as long as you see your mistake, that's great. We had to use the previous year's amount, just like in compound interest. So in 2010, the coffee cost 39 Rand, 15 cents. The inflation rate is different. So we times, double times in. Times by 4,413%. We add it back. And you get an answer of, so I'm just going to show you what you get in the calculator, 8,8777. When you round, it is 40,88. So can we just see the impact of inflation? This coffee was 35 Rand 99. And after 2 years, the price has gone up to almost 41 Rand. Okay, and that is how inflation works. Very similar working out to compound interest, but it's basically percentage increase of a price. How are we feeling about inflation? I gave you quite a few different kind of questions and you guys seem to handle all of them. How do you guys feel? Good, loving the thumbs up. Okay. So if you need more practice, I don't know if you guys have done it in class yet or not, but if you haven't, then there's still some time and room to practice. I feel like inflation shouldn't exist. Same. I think we're all on the same page. The page there. Hey Kia, what do you say?
Yeah, no,
Inflation
dear.
only it didn't exist, hey?
Yeah, no, because I'm tired of like constant increases.
Of our best lives, inflation wasn't a thing. It's also not great to do in maths as well. Okay, but I agree, guys, if you can practice all the sections and topics we've done more, that's great, because practice makes perfect, okay? And you get to expose yourself to different ways that each topic can be asked. There's only so many ways we can do in our lessons. So if you can practice more through various study guides or schoolwork, extra textbooks, that's always a good idea. Okay, so for now, we're going to move past inflation and we are going to look at hire purchase agreements. Now, I'm not sure if you've done it in class yet or not, but either way, it's either revision for you or when you finally do it in class, you'll know what's going on. So hire purchase agreements, this is an agreement that's used when customers don't have the full cash amount to purchase the product. So this could be normally appliances or cars. Not many people can actually pay for those things in cash upfront straight away. So hire purchase agreements were made. It says customers are able to put down a deposit, which is usually a percentage of the value of a product, and then pay the remaining outstanding balance off by means of monthly installment repayments. So that means if you are buying something worth 50,000 Rand, you'll pay a deposit. So you'll pay a portion of that upfront. So let's say you pay 10,000 Rand of that 50,000 Rand upfront. That is your deposit. They then take the deposit off of that amount. So you still owe 40,000 Rand. Now you're going to pay that 40,000 Rand off in equal monthly installments. Okay. The last bullet point says repayment periods are usually 12, 24, 36, 48, or 60 months. So it all depends on what you're paying off, who you are going into this hire purchase agreement with. Sometimes you can pay it off in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And the other important thing to take note of is that hire purchase agreements, the outstanding balance is charged using simple interest. So that is the nice interest to work out. Okay, so something new. So when you can't pay for something in full in cash, so you pay a little portion of it and the remainder you pay off in equal installments, but obviously because it is a loan, you have to pay interest on top of that. Okay, so let's have a look at a worked example together. So Apiria buys a second-hand car worth 142,000 Rand. She pays a 15% deposit. So remember, deposit is that first initial amount that you put down, okay, that you pay. And the balance over 4 years using a hire purchase agreement. If interest is charged at 12.5% per annum, calculate. Then you've got to calculate a few things. But before we start calculating, let's look at the important information. The price of the car, 142,000 Rand. Deposit is going to be 15%. Apiria is going to pay it off over 4 years. And interest is 12.5%. Okay. So A says, calculate the value of the deposit paid. So we know that the deposit is 15%. It's 15% of what is being purchased. 15% of 142,000 Rand means we are times in the two. So the deposit amount, this is how you'll always work out the deposit. The first payment you make, 15% times by 142,000 Rand. Which means a POA is going to pay 21,300 Rand up front. That is 15%. Okay, so picture it. You buy a car for 142,000 Rand. You're going to pay 15% of that so long because that's all you can afford cash. And that's the deal. You must pay 15% upfront. So that means you have now paid 21,300 Rand of that 142,000 Rand. So you paid a small little portion, but you've paid it. Let me just check. Supplying, yes, they are. You'll find them on the Watobe website. Okay. And now the next question says the outstanding balance after the deposit has been paid. So calculate the outstanding balance after the deposit has been paid. How do you think we're going to do that? So what is still left that needs to be paid? So the outstanding balance is what still needs to be paid. Let's see what the chat says. Nice. Good. So we take how much the car is. It's 142,000 minus the deposit that's been paid already. So POS still needs to pay 120,700 Rand. Good. And I see you all got that. Well done. Okay, the next thing we have to calculate the interest charged. Now remember, we're only going to be paying interest on what we still need to pay, not the 142,000. It's been decreased, so we're paying interest on the 120,700 Rand. So to work out interest, it's simple interest, so it's nice and easy. Remember, we take our amount being borrowed or loaned out, it's 120,000 times by the interest rate, which is 12.5%, times by the period, which is 4 years. So how much interest is charged? It is going to be 60,350 Rand. So you need to just keep all of this information and follow with it. It costs 142,000 Rand, but you've paid 21,300 Rand, which means you are left owing that amount. But now you have to pay interest on that amount because you paid it off over the years. So you also need to pay this amount. So keeping that in mind, try work out D for me. Nice. If you have the answer, you can share it in the chat. Awesome. Wow, you guys are really getting it. Okay, so the total repayment amount, how much needs to be paid in these 4 years? Oh. It's going to be the amount outstanding after paying the deposit plus the interest charged over those 4 years. So in total, a PUA is going to have to pay 181,050. Can you see how interest has brought up the price? It's now more than what the car was originally sold for. Okay, so a PUA has to pay 181,050 Rand in total. E asks, calculate the monthly installment. So what is a PUA going to pay every single month for the next 4 years? I want you to try work that out. Asanda, because it's already been paid, it's been taken out of the amount. A PUA paid that up front, and the rest is what's the total owing. Does that make sense, Asanda? Okay. So we always leave the deposit out. Once the deposit has been worked out and paid, it is now out the picture. What are you guys dividing by? Well, it's not 12 months times by 4 years. Nice, Ben. Nice. Whitney. Okay, so that's one of the things that you need to keep in mind, because now it's monthly payments, but for 4 years. So it's actually we're paying this off, or PUA is paying this off for 48 months. Good. It's okay. If you missed that, it's fine. Rather make that mistake now, not in the exam. So the monthly installments. Okay, just a general kind of formula is your total repayment amount. So the total that you owe after interest has been added over the number of months. Okay, so we worked out that the total repayment was 181,050 Rand over 4 years times 12 months in a year. And that will mean that a PUA has to pay 3,771.88 every single month for the next 4 years to pay off this car. Okay, how are we feeling about hire purchase? For the most part, it looked like you guys understood it and caught on because you were getting the right answers. Nice. Okay, so we don't have too much time left, but we are going to continue with this question for next lesson, the lesson on Wednesday. So for now, I just want you guys to read question 4 and work out the deposit amount for me, please. Just the deposit amount. Okay, good, Saban. There will be topics that are just easier to understand or just clicks better than others. So I'm glad that at least 1 out of the 2 today is a good one. Oh, shame. Well, if they're longer than an hour, we'll be sitting here all night. You also have schoolwork to do. But it's twice a week, so there's that going for us. So Lek has given us an answer already, and it is correct. On fire. Nice. Good, Whitney. Yes, yes. Oh, okay, now they're all coming through. Okay, guys. So Clint buys a laptop for 3,999 Rand. He signs a hire purchase agreement that stipulates charges of 18% per annum interest, a 15% deposit, and an insurance fee of 30 Rand to be paid monthly. So all I ask for now is just to work out the deposit. We will complete this on Wednesday. Deposit, we take the percentage times by the price of the laptop. And you all did get that. Okay. I think we have time to work out the outstanding balance. Let's quickly work out the outstanding balance. So what is left over after the deposit? Nice with me. Once you guys have it, yeah, okay, they're all coming through. Normally, just careful. I think there's a typo. You forgot the 19. Okay, so the outstanding balance, the balance that still needs to be paid, okay, it is the 3,999 minus what has been paid. So now this is out the picture. This 599 Rand and 85 cents is now out the picture because it's been paid. So all that's left is 3,399,15. Nice. Well done, guys. Okay, so that's all the time we have for today. So we will finish off this question on Wednesday. We'll also be looking at exchange rates on Wednesday. And then we're done with this finance topic. And we will be going on to measurement next week. So that's pretty exciting. But you guys did really, really well today. How do you guys feel about today's lesson? I think you guys really aced it.